2019 budget off my desk now.
Okay, it is Tuesday, November 12th, 2019. We'll call a meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Minutes and reports received and filed.
October 2019 collector case filed and October 2019 treasurer's reconciliation report filed.
Okay. Commissioner Committee Liaison Reports, upcoming meetings and events. Thank you, sir.
Alrighty, got blood drive today over at the Sheriff's Department, 10 to 2, right, John?
Yes, sir.
Home Builders Association, board meeting this afternoon, planning commission meeting this afternoon. Minmo GIS Day tomorrow. We got a flyer if anybody wants a copy. We got coffee at Calvary High School on Thursday morning. And they got the soup and chili competition at the health department Thursday. Chiefs meeting Thursday evening. And then Saturday's our birthday, right? Cole County's birthday established.
Yeah, no, but yeah, you're right.
We'll be a year away from the big one.
Should we have cake and cocktails?
We'll do that down to MAC conference.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
So that starts then Sunday, and then Sunday and Monday we have that. And then at 3:30, I think, Christie has doing they're gonna present the award, and I gotta get hold of Dick and see what else we gotta put. We can set a table up and kind of display what they did with the health department and the partnership, so. I think that's it. Oh, and the Smart 911 thing is today too. That's at 11 o'clock, the kickoff.
Yeah. Which-
So if we get done, I guess we can run down there.
So there's a pre-bid conference on the East High Street improvements today at 1. Slate board meeting tomorrow, 11:30. I got Road and Bridge Advisory meeting on Thursday at 7:30, as well as the Stormwater Management Advisory Commission the same day. MMRPC interviews on Thursday afternoon. Got a conference call or something with DIS Solutions, who's the doing the study for the port. And then I show a Heartland Port Authority meeting that's on Monday. DIS is on Monday and Heartland Port Authority on Tuesday, which I'm not sure if we're meeting or not, so. That's all I got.
Okay. I have a bicentennial committee meeting today at 4. Tomorrow, most of the day, I'm at the Central Missouri Workforce Development Board meeting. Thursday, I won't make Road and Bridge. I got Legends Bank Board. Soup and chili at the Health Department. Friday, I got a meeting at Central Bank at 7:30. Meeting with Governor Parson at 1:30. We're going over the bicentennial. So it'll be Callaway County, Boone, and myself. And then next Tuesday, when we get back from MAC, I've got a meeting with Lieutenant Governor Kehoe on the USS Missouri. And then I got Cap Region Board meeting Tuesday night, so fun times. Okay. Appointments by commission. Jim Casey and I played tag back and forth, and they have 2 openings on the Cole County Special Services Board. that they've had open for quite a while. So finally, I said, appoint somebody. So Dr. Mary Deacon is interested in serving, and Janet Owsley is interested in serving. So they requested that we appoint both of those people to the Cole County Special Services Board.
Those 1-year terms
Now,
or 2-year?
Board to serve will expire February 28, 2022. One is February 28, 2021,
So
so,
they're finishing, one's
Uh-huh.
finishing a term?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
I'm fine with them.
Yeah, I'm good.
okay. You wanna make a motion to appoint them?
I move that we appoint Dr. Mary Deacon and Janet Owsley to the Cole County Residential Services Board.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we got any commission comments? Bids and contracts. Approval of agreement for professional engineering services, South Brooks Drive Stormwater Improvements Project Phase 3.
Okay, I have an agreement with Bartlett and West for the South Brooks Drive Phase 3 project. I've provided some aerial drawings that kind of show what the intent is on the project. One of the drawings is out of the scope of services, and it shows some pipes, inlets, and some open channel design. I had Bartlett and West do a very preliminary estimate to include into next year's budget for construction. We can't go to next year construction just due to budget, does not have money in the budget for it, so it'll be a 2021 construction. But we got approximately 25 inlets, 2,600 feet of pipe, some open channel. It takes all the drainage through the Bradley Drive area, through the whole system down to the main creek that runs through Westview Heights and drains out. It's a pretty sizable project. The engineering agreement is for $103,897.50. I'd recommend approval of that. A little more explanation on this drawing here. It's got some color-coded dots on there. The yellow dots would be newer inlets, either done by development or done by Public Works for stormwater improvements. And we're making a pretty big dent in the Westview Heights area. There's some red dots still. After we finish this project, the Phase 3 South Brooks project, it's gonna be more kind of spot repairs of some isolated areas. No big continuous areas that we would do, other than perhaps Scruggs Station. That'll be a little more involved project just due to the nature of that road and the lack of stormwater drainage on that. So I'd entertain any questions you have about the project. Just a rough cost on total construction is about $990,000, so just under $1 million. So the engineering cost percentage is within line of what I'd normally expect on a project like this. And plus, given that it's a little more complex design, we need to do a little analysis if our ideas will work for this particular project. We got some issues currently with this ditch that runs through the neighborhood. It's always a maintenance problem for the property owners. It's in an easement, and so we have to do some work in there from time to time. And the idea we're looking at is a smaller design pipe to handle just the normal rain flows, to get rid of the constant maintenance issue that people have, but also an open channel to handle the higher flows. So it's a little more design sensitive, a little more effort to make sure everything's going to function properly. And that might explain a little more of the higher cost, but when looking at the construction, estimated construction, it is within line of what I'd expect. So is there any questions?
No.
Okay.
So, obviously, there's this aerial's not showing this road that's tied in over to Murney.
Mm-hmm.
Is there some detention going in off of that, or?
Yeah. As part of the development, the requirement for approval, they have to do detention to mimic the pre-design conditions, and that'll address the concerns of water coming into the system. He's got a lake up there that he's gonna, there's a separate system designed. I think he might want to tweak that a little bit and use part of his lake, and then a smaller system downstream to combine, be able to address the full build out. But yeah, that is part of what we're requiring on
But,
that
but there will
development.
be some detention, south of, I guess that's south of Kenview,
Actually, the detention is north of Kenview,
okay?
and they're detaining everything coming in such that what goes out is
Pretty minimal.
pre-development.
And then we have some, other detention going in, Thanen's new subdivision
Mhm.
to the west.
That's correct. He has 2 of those built currently, and I think there's another 2 or 3 further on down as he goes.
There's just so much water that comes through that creek down below all this. I mean, that thing flows.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a concern of ours as the Hardy Kenview development is happening. We want to make sure that that's not going to contribute to problems we're having downstream currently, so.
And so the yellow dots are things that we've already taken care of.
Yes, primarily along Bagnell and South Brooks to the east, and then also Westview coming in from Bighorn or Old Loman.
And I wasn't listening close enough. What'd you say the engineering cost was gonna be?
Engineering is $103,897.50,
And the construction cost was estimated at what?
just under $1,990,000.
Okay.
And that's so variable depending on what the final design is. It could be a little more, a little less.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good too.
So
You
I'd
need a
recommend
signature
approval.
on that, or?
Yeah.
You said it was with Bartlett and West. Move that we approve and sign the agreement for professional engineering services for the South Brooks Phase 3 with Bartlett and West.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, do we have any unfinished business?
And then accounts payable that we discussed last week, there was 2 invoices that we didn't approve to pay. They are on the agenda for next week to discuss with that department head. But one of the invoices is for the MAC meet that's going on. It starts on Sunday, so I was kind of wondering if you wanted to discuss that or not, because it's paying for the room for then Saturday, Sunday. So, and the bill was not a reimbursement, it was paid directly to the hotel. It was supposed to be. So, we can leave it go, and then it'd be a reimbursable at that time, because I'm sure the hotel will want him to pay when it gets down there, since they haven't received a check.
Haven't received a check for any of it, for his room?
No, that's what got stopped last week. There was 2 of them, one personally.
I don't care about paying it for Sunday.
And Monday?
and
Yeah.
Monday.
But I can't see
If he
paying it
wants
for,
an extra night, then he can put the night for it.
So was it all a reimbursable?
This one wasn't, this one was paid directly to Tantera.
So the bill was just for Saturday night?
No, it was for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
The 16th through the 19th.
Yeah, it wasn't reimbursement, it was actually a bill.
Yes.
So,
I'd say cancel the room for Saturday.
I'll talk to Chris or email him and tell him
That
that
would-
if he wants it Saturday, he's gonna be responsible for paying for it unless he comes up there with some kind of good reasoning to get an extra night down there. But, I mean, don't cancel it, cause if he's wanting to go and
I don't think
use
I
it.
can.
What do you mean you can?
I didn't make the reservation. I mean,
We're paying it, so.
Then don't pay the bill.
Tell 'em.
You tell
Well,
me what I should do.
I would pay for Sunday and Monday. That's
Okay.
what we are doing. And
Okay.
there's nothing Saturday at all. There's nothing Sunday. I mean, we're gonna go to church, we're gonna go to breakfast, we'll run errands, and then I will drive down Sunday afternoon. So I don't understand staying Saturday night at all. I really,
I'll get a check ready for him for, in today's accounts payable to, for 2 nights. And then,
yeah, if he wants to stay Saturday night, he's welcome to, but he needs to pay it out of his own pocket.
okay.
So y'all already send a check for all of our other rooms in, for whoever's staying down there?
We
Yep.
do. Some people do it after, some people do it on their card, but we pay yours before you go down. Because you guys don't really have a card. We don't give you,
When they register for us,
you go ahead.
Chelsea asked us if we wanted to stay, and she go ahead and books the room and pays for it.
Yeah, but if you cancel and you already paid for it, then will they send you a check
They
back?
pr-
or-
They can probably credit your card.
We don't have a card.
They'll send us a check
They'll
back.
credit the county's card, or Debbie's card, or whoever's.
If you guys cancel, you don't go, you tell us if it's within the time frame, they'll send us a check back because we've already paid them.
Okay, that just seems.
Yeah, I think usually you have to cancel within 24
Yes.
hours, so, yeah.
Okay, I'll get a check ready for 2 days and then give it to him.
Yep, okay. New business, accounts payable review.
I'd ask for approval of this accounts payable.
I move that we approve accounts payable pending review.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Delivery of auditor's proposed budget for 2020.
I'm very excited to pass this on to you today. You guys should have a copy of the budget book in front of you. First of all, I'd like to thank all the department heads and elected officials and everybody that worked with us to get this put together by today. I'm just gonna quickly walk through the budget message. I would like you guys to read that on your own if you have time, but I'm gonna hit some highlights and kind of talk about some of the tables. So the total planned basic operating expenses total about 53.7 million. Total financial resources available for expenditure, so this is prior to transfers, is about 80.6 million. Included in those expenditures is about 13.1 million in infrastructure and capital expenditures, and over 15.8 million for public safety. The budget does include a 3% total salary adjustment. The county has also agreed to continue to cover health and dental insurance for full-time employees, and they've also added some additional coverage for dependents. The reserves as a percentage of total resources in all the major funds are at or above our target levels. If you flip to Roman numeral 5 on table 1, this table will compare the total budget for 2020 to the 2019 budget. Here you can see all funds combined together. The financial uses you'll see down there are by source, so you'll see personnel services, contract services, materials and supplies. That table gives us a total picture of the county and the budget as a whole. Most of the time when we're doing budgeting for counties, we get parts and pieces, so individual funds and departments come as smaller budgets that get put together into this total one here. The next table, in table 2, you will see that total budget broken down by the major funds. So you'll see general fund, road and bridge, sales tax, law enforcement fund, and then EMS, which is a combination of the sales tax and the operating fund. Those are our 5 large major funds. All of the other smaller funds are grouped together into other funds there. But you can see general fund is the largest of our major funds with total financial sources 23.1 million. If you look at the total revenue, which is prior to reserves and prior to transfers, EMS funds combined are the largest fund in just total revenue. But this fund breaks that out. You can kind of see where the individual funds are spending their resources. On Roman numeral 9 and 10, you'll see 2 more tables that take the expenditures and break them down by resource and by function. So resource breaks it out again by professional services, materials and supplies, capital outlay, so you can see what those resources are being spent on. Expenditures by function break those same resources down, but they show you what we're spending on health and welfare, public safety, highway, streets, and bridges. And again, it shows you those transfers as well, broken out a little bit more. You can see the sales tax transfer in from EMS, you can see the law enforcement transfer out. You can kind of see those flow in and out. On Roman numeral 12, in the next three tables, it breaks down the three largest funds, so general fund, law enforcement fund, and EMS. Those are the next three tables by themselves. But it's a comparative schedule, so it gives you actual activity for 18, the budget for 19, projected where we're gonna be at the end of 19, and then those 2020 budget requests. So those three larger funds, you can kind of see where we've been the last 2 years, so 18 and 19, and where those departments want to be in 2020. The final table in the budget message is projected ending reserves. This is obviously a projection. We're still about a month and a half out before the end of the year, so it could change slightly. But it does show that we are very healthy in our reserves. And in looking at this, we have planned down some spend down of our reserves during 2020. We have been very particular about spending down those reserves. We don't want to spend one-time savings on ongoing expenses. Just because you save some money this year does not necessarily mean you're going to save the same amount of money next year. So we don't want it to be an ongoing expense. We want it to be a one-time expense that we use to spend those reserves down. We have set aside about $1.5 million in general fund for some capital projects. I know we have a fairly large capital project list out there for the next few years, so we've set aside 1.5 for that spend down. Law enforcement, we've also decided to purchase some of their capital items out of their reserves to spend their reserves down. Again, EMS is a combination of the capital sales tax for them and their operating, so their spend down is a little bit of both. We've kind of projected a spend down of their reserves and their operating fund the last couple of years. That is still included in there. If you look at road and bridge and sales tax, most of the time theirs is due to timing of projects. Since they have multiple year projects, we have to budget the whole thing up front, so their spend down of reserves is planned because of those long-term projects. And then in other funds, that is because some of those smaller funds are not required to keep a reserve. They get to spend everything they bring in, so therefore, there shows a spend down of reserves that they're carrying forward from a previous year. I kind of went really fast, so you guys tell me if you have questions or things you want to talk about. I know there's a lot to digest and read through, so we do have planned meetings with the departments on December 3rd, 4th, and 5th. We are going to structure it just a little bit different and plan those out for a little bit longer time frames so that we can kind of talk a little bit more in depth while those departments are here. So we've spread it over 3 days and made them a little bit longer time frames. Hopefully you all have those schedules and know when you're supposed to be here.
Yep.
I don't have any specific questions or anything right now.
No, by the time we get done with this, we will know it.
And like Christian says, we have those 3 days already set aside, and then there's also a couple days the next week if we need it. So I hope to get the budget wrapped up, obviously, before Christmas again, and then the budget hearing and approval of the budget is set for January the 7th. So then we can continue with payroll and accounts payable and schedule.
So the budget did increase a little bit this year. Half of that was the 3% salary increase that you're proposing?
Yes,
Okay.
and that salary increase right now is in there as a total 3%. We can talk about if you want to make a portion of that merit increases or not. Right now, it's a total 3% increase,
Okay.
other than EMS, who is on a step schedule.
So we don't really, you're taking a guess, I guess, at, our enrollment and health insurance as to where
So
that
right
fund is
now,
gonna
my
be?
budget includes all of the current people on the health insurance and their dependents.
Okay.
Based on what happens in open enrollment, that could change.
Okay.
If we have people that jump on, but mine right now does include everyone that's currently on the county's health insurance.
When does open enrollment close?
15th.
Sorry. So then we'll know exactly what we're dealing with, so that's a good thing. So,
15th of November? It'll be close. Right?
Yeah, a couple days.
As new people come in and
Yeah.
other
It's,
people leave, I mean, it's gonna be a,
It's a
Little bit of revolving.
ever-changing
Yep.
cycle. I mean, anyone, new employee that comes on can add their dependents during the year when they start with the county, so, it could change during the year at any time.
And that's why you'll see quite a few transfers at the end of the year to make all that wash out. Not only in the health insurance, but in the retirement, and even in employment, even in salaries and part-time. You'll see lots of transfers in December. Hopefully not big ones, but you'll see some.
I don't have any questions, I just gotta dive into it a little bit
I was
further
gonna say,
before I can.
there's
really-
lots to read and, yeah. But again, thank you to everybody that helped. We did lots of in-depth meetings with multiple departments, so.
Budget's a lot more enjoyable now.
Yeah, so
Why,
everybody-
cause this is your last one?
No, we did. It's easier to work with, Chris.
Don't give her a big head.
And then be prepared on your date to talk about your budget.
Those are all in the calendar, right?
Yes.
I just have the Monday, or that first day, 8:30 to 9:30. Is there a different time?
Right, you're just an hour this year compared to last year. I think you were only half an hour. So we've
Okay.
extended the time frame to get a little more in-depth with your budget while you're here.
All right, sounds good. And the second to last one, I still gotta do one next year. It's Bill's last.
Yeah.
You serve until replaced, though. You serve until replaced. Okay. Anything else on budget?
Nope.
Okay, Cole County Health Department copier discussion.
We actually asked for this in our 2019 budget, but it kind of got pushed to the bottom of the pile, and then Brian was working with Tracy on this the other day. So the last page in that little packet is what we're paying for one of our copiers right now. We're actually paying, it's the second to last page, it's the GFI one. It's $254 a month. And Brian got this quote from Marco for us. There's two choices, a Konica copier or a Canon. So, to purchase it outright would be, $3,200, and then you just pay per copy. So, I say I don't know how many copies we usually do. If it's 10,000 a year, we'd only pay, $95 a year instead of that $254 a month. So we pay upfront for the copier, but it would cost us a lot less in the long run. I'm trying to look and see how many.
So at that 254 price, does that include the printing? Or we would have additional cost monthly on that?
The 254 is what we pay every month now, and that includes everything.
And that pays for the printing and the copier, and then if we buy this one outright, it's gonna be 3,200. What's the lifespan on that printer?
About 7 to 10 years. 10 years are print.
What?
Yeah, about 7 years. They they quit making parts after that long,
Well,
but with their amount
No,
of
I'm
use.
saying that pleasantly surprised, cause usually it's like, well, 4 years and then we design them to break.
Yeah.
So when you talk about so much per copy, is that for the ink and the toner? I mean, that's what that cost covers?
Right, well, it covers, supplies and, except for staples and paper and service. So, and it's pay as you go, can't beat that.
So then how long will they, did you find out how long they'll hold this price? Or if this is a one-time deal and we have to do it now? Or-
I don't think there's a,
There was no
this is a
expiration
state,
date on there.
yeah, this is a state contract price. So I think what we were basing it on was if, we go ahead and get this done, the savings on it's almost immediate. You go from $250 some a month. And then I think I figured out the RI on it's right around a year. And then after that, it's savings, so we were kind of got caught up in the move and everything. We could start talking about it back then, but, with the move and everything else like that and letting things settle, we kind of came back to it, so.
Do we have the money in the budget somewhere for that? Cause that's what I was talking about. If we didn't necessarily have to do it this year, we could put it in next year's budget and work with it there. Cause it,
Christie was on the
2 more
original capital sales tax list, because she had asked last year in the budget, she knew it was coming. So it was on the original list of capital.
okay, so we can get it out of capital and we've got that in there then to go ahead and do this now.
Yeah, I'm good with doing it now.
Yeah, me too.
Brian's recommendation was to do the Canon instead of the Konica.
It's fine.
We trust you, Brian.
Take Brian's recommendation, but
Yeah.
no sense
Yeah.
paying another $254 a month when we can go ahead and buy one, so.
Yeah, it's the right thing to do.
Yep. Okay. Grant application, emergency vote.
That was the grant application for the prosecutor's office. They're applying for a grant at the Department of Public Safety, a federal grant.
We basically went in and said we were gonna okay to sign it, but we needed to ratify that decision today.
Yes,
So,
Is that the Boca grant? Is that
I think
one?
it's a vol.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was just a application, right?
Right.
So I move that we ratify the emergency vote on the grant application for the prosecutor's office.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do we have anything else before we go into closed session?
Questions on that, Jeff, or?
Oh,
Okay.
Larry? Oh,
It's they'll bring you up to date on your day after the meeting.
oh, okay. Okay.
Anything else? Once, twice? Sold. Move we go into closed session pursuant to section 610.021 of the revised statutes of Missouri for personnel issues sub 3.
Second,
Roll call?
Sam,
Yes.
Jeff,
yes.
Chris.
Yes.
Can I put this in your office for a minute?
I get it.